to throw. It's Iamaleava. Feeling some heat. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. They've really performed at an elite level in conference play, and that'll build your confidence as we continue through this SEC season.
This was a team that was really motivated in the offseason coming into this one, and they knew the challenge ahead of them, but they also know how talented they are. And, David, they're putting that on display each and every week here in SEC play.
And let's pump the brakes, because if they're happy with what they've done so far, they're going to have some losses. Like, this is a tough league. The SEC is not easy to navigate. They're going to have to continue to grow and get better, but it's a heck of a start.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. And the Vols want to move quickly. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And the Volunteers are moving quickly down the field. Another big play on the outside, and that's the thing that historically has gotten Rocky Top rolling.
So much fun to watch playmakers outside where they can run by you and go make big plays. Opens up the whole field, the whole offense, and this Orange fan base goes absolutely bananas.
He'll pull it on the read. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, just watching this QB in the run game, he's going to break at some point in this game. He's going to break a home run. Defense did a nice job getting him down there, but this guy, I'm telling you, he's just a play away from taking it to the house. Keep letting this guy do his thing.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown ball. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Gators offense are going to work for the first time today. This matchup on the outside, Jesse, a big play weapon for the offense, a shutdown corner for the D.
They say big-time players make big plays in big games, so who gets the best of this matchup? That's going to determine the game.
Now, it's such a fun chess match. How much are they on each other during the game, the head-to-head matchup that everybody wants to see?
They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. This crowd, spreading the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. They'll go with a direct snap. Crosses the 35. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. And the boys of old Florida are getting it done on the ground.
And you've seen time periods in history in Florida where they didn't care about the run. Spurrier, just throw it. Yeah, Jesse, throw it again. Yeah, throw it again. Just chuck it around. But I like when they commit to the ground game, have some success to create some balance.
They make the stop after the catch, and still some work to do to pick up that first down. That last completion has them set up 2nd and short. The give out of the gun. He breaks a tackle. He'll be tackled at the 49 after a pickup of 5.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I can get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Hold it. Open.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Back behind the chains, 1st and 15. Snap it to the back. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
like this for the winning team. Whoever pulls this one out here today, their fans are going to be bragging about this one for a long time.
That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
Yeah, and get the ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast, and you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
It's such a good sign for your offense when your quarterback is this dialed in early in the game, right? On the RPO, wanted to throw it, nobody open, so he takes off running it himself and gets a big gainer. If I'm the coordinator and play caller, I'm finding more ways to get this guy running the football and keep this defense on their heels.
They make the stop, and they give up 5 yards on the run. It's down to the 11.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
Now sliding to his left. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
When you have scrambling quarterbacks, you got to have a spot. You got to have somebody in the middle of the field. Everybody's playing coverage, but that guy's job is to focus on the quarterback and make sure he doesn't scramble and make big plays like this with this.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Gator. The AT unit on the field. And it's perfect. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Tennessee ready to go to work the big orange offense on the field. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't get on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The Vols come to the line in the hurry-up.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea. Because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch. As you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
Catch in the middle. It's White. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Tempo and overdrive.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on.
Gets away. Continues to fight for yards. He'll work his way down to the 28. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Wide open downfield. They finally get him on the ground, but that's the kind of play that will carry momentum into the second quarter. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. After that tight first quarter, this second period ought to be a lot of fun. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. A first down run in the red zone. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Volunteer.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Top 15 teams colliding today in a huge matchup, and it's now a final. Oregon delivered maybe its most thorough thumping in years in a game that featured a ton of big plays, not unlike the way Michael James, Kenyon Barner, and Jonathan Stewart used to be. No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. Trying to snap it right as he's getting a
makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Gets it out fast. Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few. There's no getting around the fact that they have really scuffled in the first half of SEC play, and now the task is to try to turn it around.
Well, a lot of times it requires shifting the goals, and this is not how you want it to start, but how do we win this week and take advantage of every opportunity we get, Jesse? So it hasn't been ideal, but there's still some talent, and you can still salvage some wins on the schedule.
Yeah, it's all about finishing the season strong, right? I think this team believes that in this last week, they were able to sort of reset their focus on doing exactly that. They believe they have the horses in the locker room to win games like this. This could be the momentum shift they need.
How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion? The Gators are in the hurry-up. On fourth down, they'll pass for it. Finds his man, and they convert. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. Caught behind the line. It's Jackson. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Holding. Offense.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Line gets set. First down. Direct snap. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
Now, that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down there.
Tried to pound it on first down. Now back to the line. Looking for a man. It's Lagway. They get to him as he throws. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football. Now they face third down.
The offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires to the wideout. What a snag by the defense. He goes down right there, but not before coming up with a big interception.
And that's the danger about being in a third and long situation. You've got to push the football downfield. The defense is expecting it. So they've got guys in the back end with their eyes on the QB. They're able to make the interception. This offense is going to have to do a better job generating better plays early in drives moving forward.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. They'll try to snap it quickly. Running back searching for a hole. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Defense trying to come up with a stop on third and short from the 37. They'll try to power their way ahead. Nice move to keep running. Now well within striking distance as that third down play gets them a first at the 29.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, third and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. Third downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. A run up the middle is stuck for no gain. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, looking for the score. Not much room. He gets one down to the 7. It's third down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. 3rd and goal from way back there. Looking downfield, it's Iamaleava. Going for 6. And he's got it! Touchdown, Tennessee!
This quarterback really does a nice job seeing the field and reading coverage. And when you go empty and you spread the defense out, it's easier to see what the defense is doing.
And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, to not wait to get it going here at the start of the third quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start racing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Oh, man, the quarterback almost just threw his second interception on his many drives. He's trying to fit that football in there. It gets tipped up in the air. He's lucky that wasn't picked off.
Listen to this crowd just shaking the curves of this place trying to help their defense. The receivers often will run their route based on the side adjustment. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And he bats it away. It falls incomplete.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
Slips through the line. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a perfect turn, and he brought them to their feet on that one. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
And why don't they want to start at this point? Everything they've got about, they've been able to execute throwing and running the football.
And how critical is it for this defense to get us down right now? They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Here's 1st and goal, and a touchdown here might put this thing out of reach by halftime. Coming after it. Had to get rid of it quickly. And that one is right on target if his target was the first row. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. Looking to pass. It's Iamaleava. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
It's tough to throw the ball down here in the red zone, man. These windows, they open and they close so quickly. You've got to have great timing, and right now this offense doesn't have it. They've thrown 2...
And he's got it in the end zone. Spell ball. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they get it into the end zone with a 6-yard touchdown pass. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them.
All kinds of running room. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. Quarterback checking off. They'll throw it on 1st down. Good timing on the quick out. Makes a catch and knocked down. The Gators want to pick up the tempo. On second down, he'll let it fly. Reacted well to the tip, but just couldn't squeeze the football. Instead of the turnover, it will be third down.
I know it wasn't an interception, but a lot of times tips and deflections leads to interceptions. Great job by the defender getting his mitt on the football.
Back to throw, it's Lagway. Into double coverage, and they made him pay. It's intercepted. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. That's caught. It's Thornton. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open. Nice job.
Lofts one high and deep. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
I know it was incomplete. I'm okay with it. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm going to keep taking shots down the field. I'm going to make him honor that deep ball. I'll hit some of those before the game's over.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. And he's got it from 57. What a beauty.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg. 50 plus, and he did it with ease.
Fair catch called for and made. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Looking to throw, it's Lagway. He's going to let it go. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Fellas, what an environment there today. All the animosity and flat-out hatred that comes with a good old-fashioned rivalry game on display in that first half. And you know, in a day where the spread option and air raid are the offenses of choice, how nice is it to see the 3 yards and a cloud of dust approach? Although we've also seen some runs go for a lot longer. Physical offensive lines coupled with great backs is like a throwback to the olden days, and that's refreshing.
The Volunteers will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Gators sending the offense back to work. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. Get our confidence going. We just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on 4th downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me.
They get him down after he makes the catch.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense around the football?
Quarterback will audible. On 3rd down, going up top. Trying to burn this defensive back. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No return coming here. Fair catch is signaled for and made just shy of the 30. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. If you kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. Couldn't find his man last time. Now they'll have to convert 3rd and 4. Dropping back, Itia Maleava. Trying to get behind the defense. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Vols decide to punt it away. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. Couldn't get away from that cover. Down at 23. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. He wants to throw. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
I think the wide receiver needs to do a better job making it look like he's going deep. He never got the cornerback that time to turn his hips, and because of it, he couldn't separate. The ball got swatted away incompletely.
After the incompletion, they go back up top. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Trying to take it back. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
A lot of quarterbacks have so much confidence they can flip the ball and tighten their nose. How about the defensive player right here making an unbelievable interception, forcing the turnover, big play, big momentum swing.
Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Touchdown, Volunteer! And the punishment has been extended. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game. Want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. You got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games. You know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
On the move from inside his 5. And the returner goes down. The Gators sending the offense back to work. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism.
Makes the grab on the right. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. The Gators in the hurry-up. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Lets it fly. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
And I tell you what, I know it's a little when these QBs miss and the ball's not right to them. But, man, it makes such a difference with yards after the catch. And in this case, even catching the football, it was just a little bit off, and it just made it a little bit difficult for his wide receiver to try to make the catch.
Leaves him in a hole. They keep attacking through the air. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Unloads to the right. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing.
And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. And what a throw to get it in there. They've got it in business in the red zone at the 13. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Quick strike complete. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. Back to pass, it's Lagway. Fires to the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Florida!
It's hard for a defense to have to cover so much space. When the offense goes empty, you get receivers and tight ends and running backs lined up out wide. You've got to expand, and it's harder to cover on the back end.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Quarterback on the keeper. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.
You know, this zone replay is something they rep over and over and over in practice. This guy can run it and execute it in his sleep. Good decision there keeping the football.
He'll do it himself. Got enough for the first. And he's bounced out of bounds, but not before a very productive pickup.
There's an example of the offense taking advantage of all of the attention the defense is giving this outstanding running back. Remember, he's one of the best in the game. They're expecting him to get the football. So the quarterback says, you know what? I'll just keep it. No one's keying on me. I'm going to get upfield and find an explosive play.
Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 42. Last couple of plays, the offense seems to be just one step ahead, David.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to do something to disrupt the timing, the rhythm. I got to do something that they're not expecting, because right now they got the run and they got the pass working. So this defense, they have to find something new to kind of confuse this offense. Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life in this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right, and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Maybe that stop shows this defense is tightening up, especially in the run game. The offense, frankly, they've been able to do whatever they want to do. They're just handing the ball off. This guy's having success left and right. No serve, no moss, get it together.
They get him down, but not before he picks up 6 to the 7-yard line. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Wants to throw. It's Iamaleava. And he got a hand on it to knock it down in the end zone.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And they'll push that lead out a little further. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on now, I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on this last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
Makes the grab down the left side. The Gators moving quickly to the line.
What a beautiful throw and catch. And I'll tell you, sometimes when you're throwing the go route, you can overanalyze things and think, what coverage do we want it against? What matchup are we looking for? But if I've got a guy outside that I know could go make a play, I don't care. I'm throwing it up, and I'm letting him go make a play.
Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Looking to throw on 2nd down. And it's his 4th interception of the night. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. Not only a great play, but tremendous discipline by this sophomore to make the pick. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. To the air on 1st down. Gonna throw it to the right. He's got his man. And he's brought down after a huge completion. That big play has them in business. 1st and 10 inside the 20. Here's the handoff. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. Win with the running game on 1st down, now back at it.
Get set, get set.
They'll go right back to him. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
When a running back has had as much success as this guy's had so far, listen, defense has got to cue in. They got to cue into him. He's priority number 1, number 2, and number...
Touchdown, Tennessee! And the route is on. And this defense is just getting squeezed by the Big Orange, and he's cutting him up like Peyton Manning.
And no answers. I mean, he's really had his way. They haven't made him feel uncomfortable. If I'm a Vols fan, I'm jacked up that I got this guy at quarterback because he's showing he can put up some big numbers.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, and they get him on the ground at the 20. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. He's going to pass. It falls incomplete, and that'll be the final play of the period. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody, based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive 4th quarter comeback. 2nd down here as they go back to work after the break. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And they stop the fourth down pass. The defense gets off the field. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Looking for a productive play on first down. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again.
Here we go.
Looking downfield, it's Iamaleava. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
And as a quarterback, you've got to be able to take advantage of the situation. You were given the ball in tremendous field position. You've thrown 2 straight incompletions. You can't squander this opportunity. You need a big play here.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. Takes it the other way. The 40. The 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Gator. And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
Clear. 6-9-1. Gator score.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And now they'll empty the backfield for the 2-point try.
Come on, set. Ready.
From the gun, he'll try to throw. Dumps it to the back. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they trim more off of that lead. They're down big, but they'll keep fighting to the bitter end and line up for the onside kick here. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. That last pick 6 after a drive like that, David, can swing the momentum of a game.
The defense is still celebrating. I mean, such a big play. I mean, they gave up some yards, but did what they're supposed to do. Now, Jesse, this offense has to put a drive together.
Yeah, they have to recapture some momentum here. What they can't do is go 3 and out and give the ball right back.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Turning to the running game on 1st and goal. Touchdown ball! And the stomping has commenced. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get concerned, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Fielded in the end zone. It's through. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage. Back to work. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for a 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. And the defense just didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute with some points on the board.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Quarterback checking the play. To the air. It's Lagway. Going up top. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. That's where they'll mark him down, but what a play there to pick up a first down. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. He'll try to take it back. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Volunteer. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick six, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. The offense lining up for a first down play. Back to throw. It's Lagway. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
Well, it's been that kind of day here tonight. They just have not been able to find a rhythm and establish that throwing the football. Part of it has been wide receivers and quarterbacks not being on the same page, but you got to give this defense credit, too. Just like that last play.
And he throws yet another interception. Does he know which colored jerseys they're wearing? And they'll... After a good return on the interception. Now the chance for perhaps the most rewarding one-yard drive in the history of football. Defense looks like they're about to bring the house. Trying to run it in. Touchdown, Tennessee! And the pummeling has started. You see some confidence over there as they're closing in on a Week 7 win.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, I wish I would play with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, should have ran a better route.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking for room. It's Webb. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Trying to pick up a first down. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker.
Great job by the defense, seeing it right away, reacting to the screen, going and getting the football, and getting the fast playmaker on the ground.
Got it in the middle. It's Jackson. Tackled after picking up the first down. We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. They'll throw it on first down. Got his man quickly. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. He wants to throw it again. He's taking a deep shot. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete. And the Gators racing to the line in a hurry up. On second down, wants to throw it. Caught over the middle. It's Jackson.
And this game is obviously out of hand. And I think the fans would argue, too, at this point, like, all right, well, let's not throw checkdowns, right? Let's throw some deep balls and continue to open up this offense and keep fighting. I think that's what you want to see. You want to see your squad not quit. Keep fighting until the very end of the football game.
Using the quick game. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Looking to move it through the air. Gonna take a shot.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback, finding his open receiver on third down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is third down conversion percentage. If you're a great third down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill third down so much in practice.
Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Not a lot of room on the return, but he'd already got the most important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Happy with the situation, the quarterback will take a knee. There is nothing greater than a rivalry game